Hello, my name is Cameron. In today's video, we're going to talk about why USCIS thinks that you're lying. So if you get an RFE or an OID, something like that, chances are USCIS thinks that you're lying. And what's sad is most people are not. They just accidentally do these things that trigger or could trigger a secondary review or an RFE or an OID. And the reason those are bad is because those can just create additional delays. Nowadays, an RFE, a request for evidence, that could delay your application by up to 6 months. They're overwhelmed, and USCIS is in the process of deprioritizing family-based immigration petitions. They're moving more towards a merit-based system. That's a result of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act of 2025. So without further ado, let's go into why USCIS thinks that you're lying. 1. Inconsistent addresses. Most people know where they live. So if your petition has inconsistent addresses throughout the form, officers get suspicious. 2. Names spelled differently across forms. Again, most people know how to spell their name. So if the name is spelled one way on the I-129F but then spelled differently on the I-864, then again that's a sign of fraud, sloppy fraud. 3. Large gaps in your timeline. Officers are trained to zero in on large gaps. So if there's a large unexplained time gap in your, if there's a large unexplained gap in your timeline that you submit with your I-129F, then the officer is probably going to suspect there may be fraud. So if you guys broke up, for example, just explain that. It happens. It's a part of some people's relationships. If you broke up for 6 months, that's fine. That's legal. If you got a 6-month-long gap in your relationship and it's not explained, then the officer is going to wonder, just like an employer, when they look for gaps in your resume, that's one of the biggest red flags they look for. Well, same thing with USCIS. Gaps usually means that someone is hiding something. Okay. Number 4 actually may be shocking, but the evidence is too perfect. I especially have seen this with female petitioners. When they're placing their photos, they'll make it look like a scrapbook and put flowers around the photos or something because they think it makes it look more professional. It doesn't. Immigration service officers are not interested in fluff. They're interested in evidence. So when you are placing your photos, you're putting your photos together, it should have the photo and a little caption below it that talks about what the photo means. So for example, our first meeting in Brasilia, 2020, and then that's in the caption. So it should be very clear, because remember, ISOs only have 5 to 10 minutes per file. So it needs to be very clear and very obvious what you're trying to show the officer. And your photo should tell a story. So just imagine someone flipping through this and I say, okay, if I'm flipping through this, am I going to understand this relationship that is cogent and credible? Okay, number 5 is your evidence is too sloppy. I gotta be honest, I cannot believe that in 2025 this is still an issue. But sloppy, hastily prepared, handwritten petitions just scream low income, mental illness, or just not taking the process seriously. Guys, immigration service officers are very, very overworked. So if they feel that you're not respecting their time by preparing your petition well, that's not gonna bode well for you. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw people who treated a life-altering petition the same way as if they were applying for a credit card, I felt offended, because it just, this is not something that you should be leaving to chance. It is something that because if they don't feel that you're taking it seriously, then they they will suspect that your relationship also isn't that serious, because someone who is madly in love with someone and they want to be together in the United States, they want to be married, they're going to put everything they've got into the petition to make sure that it looks as good as possible. So I'm trying a new offer. It's an express document review. So if you would like me to just be able to review your petition, give you suggestions, I can do that. This special offer does not include a consultation. It's not a Q&A. It's just an affordable way to make sure that your application has the best possible chance of being approved. If you are interested in that, go ahead and leave a link in the description below. My name is Cameron. I'm a former fraud prevention officer. Thank you very much for watching this video.